A warm welcome to you. I'm June from kindambition.co.uk. Here we enable you, we help to educate you, help raise awareness of how you can better safeguard and protect your children, strengthen your families as you navigate all the cross-cultural dynamics here in England. And today we are coming to you with extra exquisite information. When we went out in the community here in our BCP area, thank you. We were in Bournemouth Gardens, we were in Lansdowne, outside Yahweh, we were in Boscombe. You shared with us what you think works for you as a family, and we wanted to know how you're safeguarding your children, how you're strengthening your family. And one of the key things you shared is you want to understand and have some more information on health and life insurance for protection. So today, guess what? We've driven that information into responsiveness, and we have a pleasure to introduce Jackie to you today. Jackie is a protection advisor, and she's going to guide us through just some information to help you understand the importance of health and life protection whilst you're here in England, bridging. Hello, Jackie. A warm welcome. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, June. Thank you for inviting me. Most grateful.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here. So here at Kind Ambition, we often go out and we hear from our diverse community. We hear from feedback, see how they are coping in terms of bridging cultures dynamics, see what support they need, what information and guidance will be helpful for them. And we recently went out to Lansdowne, Holdinghurst Road, Boscombe, Bournemouth Gardens, and we engaged with so many. And the key theme that was coming through was about understanding life and health protection. So we thought today it would be wonderful to bring an understanding to the community of what life cover is and what health protection is. And then perhaps we can weave in an understanding of a couple of examples to help them see the benefits of it. So as a protection advisor, Jackie, perhaps you can introduce yourself for us, tell us whether you're bridging cultures or no, and then, we can dive straight in. That'll be wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, June. Thank you, June. So I'm Jackie, but my full name is Jacqueline Quaye, and as June said, I'm a protection advisor. Yeah. I'm originally from Ghana, born and came here, and I've lived in England for many years.
Wow.
Over 2 decades.
Over 2 decades. Wow.
Yes, just over it. So yes, I've got experience in breathing cultures, and today I think this is a fantastic opportunity to talk about protection, which as Junie's mentioned, it's something that we need to know about. Most often it's about the knowledge of what to do and what is out there for us. And as people from bridging cultures, sometimes we're not privileged to have this information. So we don't know about it. And I know if we know about it, we will do something about it. So today, thank you so much. And I think it's a fantastic opportunity for our communities to hear about this. And then the next step is them to
take action,
take it forward, and also to talk about it to other people.
Absolutely.
So it's information sharing. You need to keep, but then for them to pass on to friends and loved ones. So as I said, I'm a protection advisor, and today basically what I want to talk about is something that we don't often talk about or discuss about it openly, which I said is the protection. It's not just about protecting ourselves, but protecting people who rely on us, and also protecting the future that we are building. We have moved from different countries into England, in the United Kingdom, and we're building a future, but that future needs to be protected. So most of us basically, June, we work hard, we pay bills, we plan ahead. One important question that we overlook is what happens? What happens if the unexpected happens? What happens if we fall sick or injured? What happens, the major one people don't like to talk or think about it, what happens to our families if we die? So can I ask a question to yourself and to the audience, something to think about? You don't have to answer it. But what if today your income stops? Tomorrow your income stops? How long realistically can you manage in this country? How long can you do that? How long can your family manage without that income coming in? For most people, June, the answer is not very long.
It's not very long, Jackie.
It's not long.
Yeah.
When you think about savings, realistically, how many people can save? And that saving we have, how long can it go for?
Yes.
So we have different types of protection, and I'm going to take it one after the other.
Yeah.
And then that will make sense to you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
The first one I'll talk about is what we call the income protection.
Income protection.
So what this does is that it's designed to pay monthly benefit if an adult, a worker, or you, your family member, your spouse, is unable to work due to illness or injury.
Yes.
So instead of worrying about paying rent, paying bills, everyday expenses, you have a financial safety net.
Yes.
Whilst you're recovering.
Wow.
So you focus on recovering and not worrying about bills, because there will be monthly money coming in to cover the expenditure.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah. The next one, actually, I know it's because of time, because I would go in there, but because of time, we're going to keep it very simple. And if people want more information, we can look at it later.
Yes, lovely.
The next one, which is the key thing, and I know, June, this is very important to you, is the life insurance.
Yes.
And this is about basically protecting the people we love, financially protecting them, so that if we're no longer here, they can carry on living.
Yes, absolutely.
So you see, there's a statement that I always put on my status. It says that we don't buy life insurance because we're going to die, but we buy life insurance because the people we love are going to live.
Wow, that's so powerful, Jackie. I love that. We don't buy it because we're going to die. It's because the people we love are going to live. Fantastic.
So what that does, Jane, let me explain why I said that. They're going to live. Because when your income stops, when your life is gone, they go the grief to think about, but they also think about money.
Yes.
But if you have life insurance, what it does is it pays for the funeral costs. It pays for the debt if you've taken a mortgage. It simply provides stability in a very difficult time.
Yes. That's really helpful.
Yeah, funeral costs, you and I know these days is going up, everything is going up.
Yeah.
But without money left behind, substantial money left behind, people struggle.
Jackie, what I wanted to say in there is, for families who are bridging cultures, this is so essential. When we went out in the community, quite a lot of people we spoke to talked about situations that have happened. I remember one prominently, a lady sharing with me about their bridging cultures, but sadly, a member of their family has died here in the UK. And with the absence of life insurance, they have found themselves struggling to even repatriate the body back home to their heritage culture. And she said to me that the partner's family back in their heritage culture are saying that the body of her deceased partner belongs to them, so they wanted the body repatriated back home, and the cost thousands of pounds she doesn't have. And a friend of hers had set up a GoFundMe to try and raise money, and that had hardly raised enough to even cover that. So as I speak, this lady shared with me that she's had to take out a loan to be able to return her partner's body back home to his family and then to have a funeral. Now, are you telling us that had this family had life insurance for that partner, then there would have been an insured lump sum paid to help with that?
Absolutely. And this is where life insurance is not about money, it's about peace of mind.
Yes.
It's about knowing that if something happens to me, how is my family going to survive?
Yes.
Is my family going to struggle?
Yes.
What financial stress comes with death?
Yes.
Comes with sickness?
Yes.
Comes with injury? So if this family has got a life insurance, even as simple as 100,000 life insurance, think about what 100,000 would have done for this family.
Wow.
It would have paid for that 6,000 funeral cost. It would have paid for any other,
and even travel to go.
Final expenses. You're talking about will, power of attorney. You're talking about inheritance tax. Everything will be sorted from that money.
Wow.
So that family wouldn't have done what they did in terms of crowdfunding.
Yes.
GoFundMe. And that is dignity. So life insurance also protects dignity.
Wow, protects dignity.
You don't want your story to be out there for everybody to hear.
Absolutely.
That's the key of life insurance.
Wow.
That's why I said it's not that because you're going to die, but it's for the people that you're leaving behind. How are they going to live?
Yes.
Will be everyone. The dad passed away and we have to raise money.
Yes.
That's not the life you want to leave behind.
Absolutely.
So life insurance is super, super important. I will say it here. I've always said it in my sessions with my community and my clients. I say the government should make life insurance
compulsory. Yeah. Absolutely.
Especially when you have children.
Yeah, especially when you have children. Yeah, it's so important. We're bridging cultures. We have families. We brought them here on a certificate of sponsorship, postgraduate visa, whatever your visa entry route, and you're not thinking about that protection. This is why this will be valuable to bring out. Now, I wanted to touch on something, Jackie.
Yes.
Many years ago, I worked supporting and administering group income protection group life assurance schemes. So I also wanted our community to understand, if you are employed, you need to check, because most employers will provide a level of lump sum death benefit, so lump sum death in service benefit.
That's right.
Now, many years ago when I was working in insurance, you would get, sometimes directors would have 4 times salary on death, and employees will have 2 times salary. You know, some companies it would be 3 times your salary if you were to die in service. That's the important thing.
That's the crucial bit.
So people sometimes will say, oh, I don't have life cover. I have 3 times salary if I die with my employer. Now, you may be with that employer for 5-6 years. Now, if you leave that employer and join somewhere else, and then you haven't got that, and you haven't then also insured for yourself, then you've lost that level of cover. So it's so important to have your own personal one, isn't it?
That's what we advise. If you, it's fantastic that your employer is providing you with something.
Yes.
However, how many of us hold on to the same job for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years? And when you move from that job, you lose those benefits because it's a group insurance.
Yes.
In that group. Advice is have your own life insurance. If anything, just have your own life insurance on the side. Because insurance is a life insurance in particular. It is it's risk assessed. Therefore, the healthier you are, the younger you are, the cheaper it is. I've had people who have left jobs and come for life insurance, and now their health has changed. So the premium has gone up.
It's gone up.
And some of them they actually got declined. Because of the health.
Because of the health.
So please, this is fantastic to have employment benefit, including life insurance, but please have something on the side.
Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you. One of the things I wanted to touch on as well, actually, just while we're on that, is if you are employed and you have a lump sum death in service benefit through your employer, please make sure you complete an expression of wish form. An expression of wish tells them that in the event of your death whilst you're in service, this is how you would like that benefit to be distributed. Now, I believe trustees of that plan don't have to stick with it, but it's an expression of your wish, and they will consider it. In the same way, with the life policy, could you tell us? I think it's discretionary trust, isn't it? So they could complete some form of form.
There are different types of trust, June, but I personally advise discretionary trust because you can change the trustees along the way.
Yes.
You can change the beneficiaries along the way. But if you do an absolute trust, you can't change them. You may have 2 children today, but in a year, 2 years down the line, you have the 10th child. So if you have an absolute trust, then you have to take another life policy. Change them.
You cannot change that.
Discretionary trust.
So discretionary trust. Wow.
And definitely put your life insurance policy in a trust.
Fantastic.
Because in that case, inheritance tax may not apply to it. And then 2, the money goes to the people you want to, just like you said, combination of beneficiaries. The trustees knows who the money goes to. It's easy. And the insurance companies releases the money quickly because it doesn't have to go through property.
Yes, yes. So true. And that just took me back. Many years ago, I worked for a pension firm, and we were independent trustees of occupational pension schemes. So when the employee has died in service, as independent trustees, we help to make that decision, and we would look at the expression of wish form, and the trustees will decide how to distribute that benefit. So it's so important, so important. Wow. Jackie, this is so essential for our community.
It does. We need that information to know.
We need
because you have come across so many people say, I've got life insurance. What have you got? How much? They don't know.
Oh.
And then it's in the trust that they don't know. So
all this work we're doing.
We need the right advice.
Yeah.
To take the right steps.
We need to
protect our loved ones.
Yeah.
As you said earlier on, you have people who have immigrated into this country to give their children a better future.
Yeah.
We've had experience in my local community. You mentioned the care.
The certificate of sponsorship.
Certificate of sponsorship, and the person has passed away. Brought 4 children, 5 children.
Oh.
How are these children going to cope?
Yes.
Even when you're sending them back home, they need money to go back home. They need somebody to look after
Absolutely.
them. But a decent life insurance policy will give these children, or the husband or the wife, the life that you would have given to them if you're still alive.
Yes, that is so true, Jackie. Thank you so much. It's been helpful. One thing that someone also spoke to me when I was out in the community, a group of us with from Kind Ambition, it was about contents insurance. Now, can you give us just a couple of minutes about contents insurance? Because I think our diverse community come here. Most of the time, if we haven't bought a place, we're renting. So your landlord will be providing the building insurance, but your contents within the home. Should there be a fire? Should there be a water leak that messes everything up? What protection do you have in place for contents? And some don't even know about it, and I think it's so crucial. I've got lived experience around it. I had to make a claim on my contents insurance many years ago, and it was in excess of 20,000. A whole new kitchen had to be fitted because of the water damage. Pipes had to be accessed from a concrete flooring in the home. All of that was covered, but had we not had that contents insurance? And so perhaps tell us a little bit to help the community to what to look out for.
Absolutely. Actually, June, you've done so well. You've covered it really well. What I would say, just to add to what you've already said, is that, you see, our home is our biggest financial commitment.
Yes.
And everything in our home represents our years of effort.
Yes.
You know, and therefore the home insurance, the content insurance, helps to protect that asset that we have.
Yes.
Protect it against fire, against things like theft, flood, damage, and then helping to cover the major costs, the strain that comes. So think about it. One of our friends was living in a flat, and then they left the bath on, the bathtub on.
The bathtub.
Water.
Oh.
So you see, because it wasn't the way you mentioned flood. Some people say, "Oh, I'm not in a flooded area, so I don't need it." No, they left the bathtub on.
Yes.
Flooded their home, their flat, and flooded the neighbor downstairs.
Oh.
So now he's got 2 costs.
Yes.
To sort his own out
and the neighbor. Yes.
Exactly. And then the legal implication of that as well. But what home and content insurance does is that the insurance company takes that risk.
Yes.
They would now replace. Replace what has been damaged, put them in a hotel for a period of time while they're drying their house out.
Yeah.
And the legal bit was taken care of.
Wow.
So sometimes we think, I'm only renting, I don't need. The landlord is responsible for the brick and mortar, the building. But you're responsible for your monthly belongings that you put into the house.
Yes.
And that's where home and content insurance comes in. Wow. And if you bought that home and it's your mortgage, please add the building insurance.
Yes.
So for the building, that's home, and then the contents.
And then the contents.
And if you're renting your property out, please also think about landlord insurance.
Yes.
Because some tenants, believe you me, will damage.
Yes.
You cannot guarantee 100% lovely tenants who will look after your property.
Yes, very, very true. Thank you. I just wanted to go back on that lived experience that I had. So you know how you were showing about that person left the bathtub on. So for us, when it happened, it was nothing like that. It was pipes underneath the flooring in our home, and it was underneath the flooring was concrete. And we were told by builders that copper pipes that go in flooring that were used to build buildings many years ago, they almost have a shelf life. After 20, 30 years, the copper starts to erode. And then, when the erosion happened, there's a leak from the pipe, but it's actually under your property. Now, what we found was the contents insurer said, we're not paying to access the pipe, but once you access it, we'll sort it out. So we had to pay for someone to access them. It was a lot of digging, dust everywhere. Once it was accessed, they brought in all the huge commercial dehumidifiers. They paid for us to move out of our home to go and live somewhere whilst the place was being dried. And then they asked us to provide quotations. Now the kitchen units had been damaged, the ones on the floor. So we brought in quotations for a kitchen to be fitted, which they chose out of the quotes we gave them. They replaced the flooring in the home, and it was all done, and we moved back in, and all because we had contents insurance.
All because you have it. So just often think about it. If you didn't have it,
that would have been, I don't know what we would have done. All our savings would have been gone because it was a huge cost. Huge cost. Right. So yeah.
So for a monthly commitment, I mean, I cannot, because everybody's situation is different, everybody's home is different. But my home and content insurance is next to nothing.
Yeah. I think I pay under £15
every month. I have the peace of mind that you have, that if anything happens to your home, it will be sorted.
It will be covered. Yeah. So it's so important. I mean, it's not a lot of money. I would say mine is less than £20 a month. And again, you can choose different levels of cover. So really, really important. I just wanted to make it clear today as well that today, nobody has given advice here. We are giving information and guidance to help you. If you would like to contact Jackie, who's a protection advisor, please look in the bio in the comment section below. We will pop Jackie's contact details there. She will have a Google form that you can complete, and you can contact Jackie and she can explore that further with you. Today is information and guidance to help you as you bridge cultures to understand the importance of life and health protection. Jackie, that's been wonderful, wonderful. What's one last thing that you leave with our guest? One last thing you leave with our community?
Last thing I will say is that if you have people who depend on you, if you have financial responsibility, which I guess all of us have it, and then if you have plans for the future, then protection isn't a luxury.
Yeah.
It's something to consider. It's a necessity.
Necessity.
Even starting small is better than having nothing at all.
Yes. Yes.
And then this is, if you're somebody or your audience I'm talking to now, and they are putting off protection, I'm encouraging you to take that first step. Ask the question, explore, seek advice, and get the right cover for yourself.
Absolutely.
Because you know what, June, at the end of the day, I said it earlier on, it's not about money. It's about peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Yes.
Peace of mind, knowing that if anything happens, if I fall sick and I cannot work, I can still pay that bill. If I die today, my family will be okay. It's that peace of mind. Thank you, June.
Thank you so much, Jackie. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for joining us, sharing your expertise, guidance, and I really hope that it will benefit our community and they will take it away and go and take some action and some steps to put something in place. And if you would like to speak to Jackie about your protection needs, please look down further below for Jackie's contact details. Pleasure to have you join us. Thank you very much, Jackie.
Have a good day.
You too. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.